What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com, talking more Game of Thrones. Episode 2 was just released Sunday night. A lot of shit going on in this episode, and I can't wait to dive in and talk about it. So let's do it, shall we? The first episode I talked about Winterfell. It was a lot of reunion, a lot of characters returning, seeing each other for the first time in a long time. And the second episode, we still get a lot of character development, a lot of dialogue, a lot of people talking. With this episode, we see Jaime Lannister returning. He goes in front of Daenerys. He hates Jaime Lannister. He's the Kingslayer. He's the one that killed Rhaegar Targaryen, Daenerys' dad. So there's a lot of hostility and anger and bad memories in the past. And it's not good between these two families. So she really doesn't care for this guy, but he's there for all the right reasons. He left, Cersei. She's doing her own thing on her own and knows that she's crazy and she's going to do what she wants to do. And he's there to fight the White Walkers and help everybody out, and he's there for all the good reasons, and his character has definitely changed over the years, and is a character that I really, really love now. In the beginning, I really could not stand for him, but you could see what he went through, all the turmoil and losing his hand, and he's been through a lot, and you can see that he's a good person. If you guys remember him and Brienne's relationship in the past seasons, she vouches for Jaime, saying, he's a good person, he needs to stick around and help us out and fight the White Walkers. So it really sets up the episode, really great introduction and bringing Jaime and Daenerys, face to face for the first time. Another interesting aspect of this episode is seeing Sansa and Daenerys talk about the Iron Throne and what their overall initiative is. What's going to happen with the White Walkers, and after that, what's going to happen? People are still alive after the Great War. Who's going to take the Iron Throne? So it shows these two characters, with one goal is to surviving through the night and also taking the Iron Throne. You can see Daenerys still wants this more than anything. One aspect of this episode that kind of threw me off was Arya and Gendry. You can kind of see them having a little romance from the first episode, seeing there's some sort of spark between these two. And this episode totally threw me off guard because they end up banging, and at the beginning of the show, Arya was like a little girl, probably 10, 12 years old, and now she's a teenager, 16, 18, whatever, and kind of getting naked and having a sex scene with Gendry. Why not just bang and have a good time? Because you don't know if you'll survive through the night. So that was interesting in this episode. And my favorite part of the episode, we see all these characters hanging out together. It felt much like a John Hughes sequence, like from the Breakfast Club, but in Game of Thrones. All these characters sitting around. They're waiting for the White Walkers to come. So there's a lot of great dialogue in this particular scene. And one is Brienne being knighted by Jaime Lannister. He's going to work under her, serve under her, because she's a knight. And she says in the episodes that females don't get knighted. False, because Jaime can do that for you. So it was really uplifting and really great to kick some ass. She's a really badass soldier. And, it was just a really nice aspect of this episode. With that being said, there was other characters around this fire and witnessing, Brienne being knighted. You had like Tormund and Tyrion. We're all sitting around talking about their emotions, drinking, maybe smoking a little Westeros weed, I don't know. But they're all sitting around having a good time, like sing a song. And it was really cool how they all had this beautiful conversation and sharing laughs and things like that, and really getting to know one another. The Great War is definitely coming. And again, we see Daenerys and Aegon, or I should say Jon Snow. They're kind of weird now because of we finding out about Jon Snow's parents, and he's a Targaryen, and he's the heir to the throne. So there's a lot of tension between him and Daenerys. They're acting weird. But you know what? Fuck the drama, because the White Walkers are coming. They don't even know if they'll survive. So, let's focus on the bigger picture here, and let's make sure we have soldiers and we're ready to go to war. And leading up until the end of the episode, everybody's having a good time. They're kind of patiently waiting. They're all a little anxious. And we hear a horn. That horn. We know it's one thing and one thing only. I'm talking about the White Walkers. They make a short little entrance at the very end of the episode, building up next week, episode 3, Battle of Winterfell. I'm so excited about this. The first 2 episodes, I think they could have just made it one long episode. There's just a lot of character development, a lot of talking, not really much going on besides that in terms of like action or anything. Just a lot of character development, and they could have just done this in an hour-and-a-half episode. I don't think they really needed 2 episodes to do that, because it felt a little wasted at times. We only have 4 episodes until the show is finally done, so I think they could have cut out a little bit of the character development dialogue and got straight to the point. The next episode, Battle of Winterfell, is the longest cinematic battle scene of all time, so it's going to be fucking intense. It's like an hour-and-a-half long. I'm really excited for this. I have no idea who's going to live and who's going to die. I've got my predictions. I think maybe Daenerys will die. Some of the sub-characters, I think Brienne and Jaime will die as well. And they'll figure out a way to kill the Night King. But those are my predictions. I have no idea. It's going to be really insane. This week we also have Avengers Endgame, the final entry in this phase in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I'm going to be having a major panic attack this weekend seeing that movie that's over 3 hours long, and then the Battle of Winterfell on Sunday. It's going to be a lot to talk about, a lot to review, so it's going to be a really great week for television and film. So I want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 2? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Who do you think is going to survive in Episode 3, Battle of Winterfell? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out from Winterfell. Until the next Game of Thrones video review. Cheers!